situations. That's nature red in tooth and claw. And of course the Bengal cat is a hybrid with a wild animal, so whatever cat you have, it's still essentially a wild animal. But if you're going to get a Bengal cat, he's going to be more of a wild animal than most of them. And you can't blame an animal for doing what's in its nature. If you don't want a dog to lick your face, don't stick your face next to the dog's face, mouth or whatever. So here we have Winkwell. The Three Horseshoes is down here. This is a beautiful place. It's a bit of a dark lane. I hope that I don't get cars coming up and down while I'm trying to go down it. But, and immediately it happens, of course. I've got to get up on the side. There's no space to, otherwise to, for me to go down, walk down here and for a car to get past me. In theory, pedestrians have right of way on these things, but in practice I think it's wise to keep out of the way. This says warning, guard dogs loose. English holly here with little white berries on. I'm getting a lot of cars coming out. It's impossible to walk safely, and he's just stopped right next to me here. That's very annoying. I suppose he's just slowing. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he was slowing down to make sure that I didn't slip and he end up hurting me or something. Although my initial tendency was to become slightly annoyed, but that's probably inappropriate. But that's about as wide. So the way on to Winkwell's lane is just up there. Thankfully I don't have to come down here for long. There's what I talked to you about, the Bullbourne here being first. So we can look over this moss-covered bridge down onto the Bullbourne there. That's the Bullbourne River. Not very broad at all at this point. Lovely big fat, healthy stingers there. The fly here, if I can just focus on that. Very iridescent bright green blue bottle. Horrible really, but when you think of the germs that they carry, like a motorway on this single track road, how they get so many cars down it. There's the Three Horseshoes, which is a famous pub right on the canal. It's got its own car park back there. Definitely to be recommended if you want a nice atmospheric lunch by an old bridge with a thingy on it, and with the barges coming up and down, all historic barges on the Grand Union Canal. Now, the first time I ever used a Creative Vado much for anything more than a couple of seconds clip was actually walking up in this direction, but I think further back towards Berkhamsted, walking up the Grand Union Canal. I've also walked up the Grand Union Canal quite a bit with the Panasonic, taking photos, still photos. Today, for this walk, I decided to use this new Vado HD, latest generation Vado, Creative Vado camera, which is very compact, easy to carry in a single hand, and easy to have with you the whole time without noticing it's there. So it's always there when you need it, and you just have to switch the thing on and it's going for you. So there's a repair bay for barges, service bay for barges there. You've also got your fuel tank area. So and barges is a major, they're not used that much for work, they're used for leisure really. Some people live on their barges pretty much throughout the summer. And retirees often like to retire pretty much to a barge dwelling existence. There are also I can do without that. That's a Nick Newman. I don't necessarily want that on me. Yeah. Okay. Perhaps you would like to go away. Yeah, as in up there. That's more like it, matey. I don't want its proboscis going through my epidermis. Even though both of those is words sound quite refined, nevertheless it could be painful. This is your normal gnats on the river, getting ready to lay their eggs. And this is your typical lock. There's one side open. That's closed, but it's letting water through slowly. And that side's open. I'm not sure how correct that would be. Seems to me as though that's not necessarily a correct way of doing things. There's no boat waiting on this side. Looks like one's just gone down there and not closed up after itself. But what do I know? I won't actually do anything about that because I'm not sure that I'm right. But it doesn't look quite right to me. It seems that that should be shut. But I may not be in the right there. It's just my reaction. So here we have the river coming in here and pretty much joining, as we can see, and supplementing the canal water at this point. So I believe I'd be right in saying that the Bulbourne has actually joined the canal at this point, and that it comes off again later